Hey, what's up, everyone? Welcome back to another episode of the Mindshare Podcast. This show is sponsored by Kids Keep in Touch Systems, a two-time international award-winning marketing suite for sales professionals, along with REM Real Estate Magazine, Canada's premier monthly magazine for real estate professionals, and OREA, the Ontario Real Estate Association, Canada's largest provincial real estate association. You can learn more about all of our sponsors by visiting my site, mindshare101.com. And while you're there, be sure to check out the details of our upcoming Mindshare Mastermind happening in Toronto, September 16th to the 18th. We have a speaker lineup which is absolutely loaded. We're going beyond the industry norm. We're bringing you speakers who are going to blow your mind, and I'm talking literally. These people are the best of the best in their field, and every single one of them have been carefully handpicked by me to ensure that they are relevant to you and will help you be even more successful. From marketing to production to mindset to wealth, I can't wait for this event later this year. Now, you've been hearing me talk about it. You might have already reserved your spot for it, or maybe you're still considering it. Spots are limited. Do not wait. Book your ticket and tell your closest colleagues to book theirs too. Our 2024 Mindshare Mastermind is going to be epic. Check out the website for details, mindshare101.com. And while you're there, be sure to download your free copy of the Ultimate Marketing Bundle so you can build more mindshare to get more market share. Plus, of course, learn more about our one-to-one coaching and keynote speaking. Today's episode is number 287. He is a real estate tour de force whose name is synonymous with unparalleled success and prestige. Commanding a staggering $1.6 billion in luxury transactions, he's not only in the top 0.5% of Toronto's brokerage elite, he also ranks in the top 5% of all the agency agents globally. A laureate in the world of high-caliber realty, his trophy case is resplendent with a myriad of prestigious accolades, including Lifetime Achievement, Hall of Fame, and an array of Titan, Chairman, and Platinum distinctions. Beyond his presence in real estate, he's expanding his sphere of influence with the Amazon original series Luxe Listings Toronto, which gives audiences an intimate look into Toronto's ultra-luxury market. His clientele includes a list of discerning multi-millionaires and influential billionaires, both domestic and globally. He specializes in the sublime, from ultra-luxury estates to new developments and pristine constructions in Toronto's most desirable enclaves. And he says, being a broker is not just a job for me. It's a calling. My unfiltered, direct approach enables me to fathom my clients' most intricate desires, turning aspiration into tangible reality. Exceptional service, relentless creativity, and acute problem-solving acumen form the bedrock of my practice. Joining me on this episode of the Mindshare Podcast is master and visionary founder of Team Torcan and the Agency Toronto, Peter Torcan. Peter, welcome to the Mindshare.
Buddy, how are you? Dude, that announcement is like I'm getting into a ring UFC fight or something right now. Holy shit! Bring me my gloves, everybody.
Buddy, I'm telling you, man. With that, there, you're definitely walking into a ring. That is quite the accolades, my friend.
Thank you, my friend. Really appreciate it.
Congratulations!
I'm truly humbled.
Sounds like some fantastic successes.
You're truly humbled. Thank you. It's a
well, this is listen. It's a pleasure to have you on the show today. As we were chatting about before we got on air, we want to talk today about what it really takes to be a luxury, and I say luxury realtor. We got a lot of people who aspire to get into luxury real estate. A lot of people who believe that they work within luxury real estate, but I say believe within quotes. I do believe that, with anything, we do in life, there's a right way, there's a wrong way, there's a lot of failure, there's a lot of learning. And then there's really finding your own path, so I want to get into that with you today, but I got to start by asking you, I watched one of the episodes of Luxe Listings Toronto the other day. You seem to be having a blast, you and your wife, but I had to ask you just, how much fun are you having filming this new Amazon TV show?
That was, first of all, it was I got to tell you, Paige and I, we thought we're gonna be showing up in a couple of hours doing stuff. You know how we do our own social media and so on and so forth. My own videographer comes in. We thought it's just one of those scenarios that you show up for 2 hours, say a couple lines, and leave. First of all, we were proven wrong immediately. Okay, when about 50 to 60 people showed up,
Wow.
they take over your life. 4 or 5 cameras. It is crazy. Okay.
Wow.
The hours that we put into this was also crazy as well. We were on set days on 10, 12, 14 hours. So can you imagine? We have 3 brokerages, about 30, 40 agents. And at that time, and managing our own business, managing clients, managing the show, and you were shooting 4 days in a week all of a sudden, right? So listen, to say it wasn't a challenge, I'm lying. It was.
Yep.
It was a challenge, but you have 2 choices. You have to either say, you know what, I'm going to enjoy the journey. I'm going to have fun with this. I'm going to look at it instead of not complaining and just suck it up and do what you need to do, because these are not scripted shows. These are unscripted, and you have to go to places, different angles. They want shots and so on and so forth. 14 hours of shooting translates into 3 minutes of TV. So so it's crazy. So we had fun with it. To answer your question, as much as we could, we passed out. As you can imagine, you can see the white beard. I'm not young. So the end, and everybody told me, David, to be honest with you, they said, "Oh, a camera puts on some pomp. You're gonna make sure you're slimmed down." No. Camera, you know what it does? It sucks energy out of you. It's a sucker of energy, because if you're at 10 level of energy wise, you have to be at 15, or 20, because it sucks the energy out of you. And I'm a very energetic guy in personality. So I had to keep that for 12 hours.
It's a lot.
It becomes a lot. Yeah. But we had fun.
Oh, that's good. And I know that the series is now available on Amazon. Is it you're done recording? Everything's complete?
So the season 1 has been finished. It's aired April 26th. That was our So that was the release time. Cool. It has gone global in 240 different countries and territories around the world. There is not a day that goes by my wife and I would go somewhere, somebody doesn't stop us, and we 3 or 4 people and say, "Oh, whoa, we were watching a show." Then we watch your show. We binge watched. It's gone crazy.
In short, and not to get into details of it all, but has it lent to some new opportunities for business?
Absolutely. Yeah. 100%. Look, this was the first show. This was our love note to Toronto. Okay. So Paige and I, we started from very humble beginning. So we came here 30 years ago. I used to pump gas in Broadview and Danforth for $5 an hour. And I didn't even know English. Okay. So in wintertime, I used to have cracks over my hand because I couldn't put a glove on. I had to pump gas for people when they pulled in. It was a full service car service, right? Petro-Canada. So we come from, I wash dishes, pizza cook, deliveries, you name it, I've done in this country. Okay, and look, and that's part of developing characters, and tough times build the character we are today. So for us to have that platform and showcase it, it's not about the glory. We wanted to show, listen, if we can make it, everybody else can make it as well. So it became not about us. It became about everybody else, and whoever comes to this country. Like, you have no idea, David, the amount of people that messages and emails and essays that came to us that says, "Look, we watch your show. We are super inspired, and motivated to increase our life." What's at the end of the day for everybody, right? It's not the money. It's
what, man. Congratulations to you and Paige for that. That's very cool. When you can inspire others, and I mean, look, that's what we're working to together right now, today.
Yes,
help others. And to everybody tuned in, I want to just a big thank you to you right now for listening, for watching, for tuning in. Take something from today's show and put it to work for you. Yes. Here, Peter, you talk about how long it took and how long the recordings took, and the fact that there's 3 offices and there's all sorts of stuff going on in a day. And a lot of us are super busy. We and I believe that today we're busier than we were yesterday, and yesterday being sort of, more of an analogy to 5 years ago, 10 years ago. I believe that the phones have become distraction devices. They keep us tied in at all moments of the day, and now we're busier than we've ever been.
Yes.
Do you work to a schedule in your days, or do you just sort of get up and tackle whatever's in front of you? What does that structure look like? Because there's a lot of people that even say, oh, it's tough to work to a schedule, or real estate, you definitely can't work to a schedule. I believe in order to get things done, you need to.
Yes.
How do you?
So I have a combination. Okay. First of all, I'll give you a very quick overview of what my wife and I's days look like. Okay. So we do have a schedule. Yes, you have to, because certain stuff you have to plan it ahead, like listing appointments and so on and so forth, or showings. It's a constant revolving, but also there is always new things gets introduced into your schedule as you go along. But when we wake up in the morning, the day we set it up with meditation. That's the first thing we do. So we have to meditate, make sure our mind is set properly.
So wait, you don't pick up social media and email and look at that first?
Nope. For the next half an hour, 45 minutes to an hour, we don't touch our phone. The only thing
make a note of that, everybody. Yeah. That's important. So, it's true though.
Yeah.
Why am I going to let everybody else's bullshit get into my head before I get my own mind straight?
I don't look at my emails. Like even my director of operations sitting here, I ignore everybody's emails. I apologize. I
just for anybody who's ever emailed them, pay attention to that.
I have to make sure that I am correct mentally, right? So if the only person I have control over is me. I don't have control over my kids. I don't have control over my wife. I don't have control over any situation or anybody out there. Nobody does. Nobody can control anybody else. The only person that you have control is your thoughts and your brain and yourself. Okay. So if you set that up in a higher level of vibration, right first thing in the morning, first you go to silence. Make sure you connect yourself to source of all there is. Then you get into your day of whatever is coming at you, because life will come at you. No matter what you do, your schedule or not, it will come at you with the deer in the headlight. So then you don't react. It's not what comes to you that defines a person. It's how you react to the situation defines who you are. So if anything that comes to me, troubles, it's not always rosy, or it's situations that we need to handle. If I am in control of my mind and I know how to control it, that means I can control situations because I know how to react internally. And then once I react internally, it will come out externally to the world. And that's the key to anybody's success, in my opinion. It's you need to be controlling your internal dialogues and internal self before you can put it outwards to the world, and everything else will fall into place.
How much time do you spend doing that in the morning? Is that a 2-minute thing, a 30-minute thing?
Oh, no. It's about half an hour, 45 minutes. Okay. Yeah. See? We used to do it for 2 hours, but it became a little bit too much.
No, but listen, but it's this where we're putting perspective to it, right? What does that look like? And
half an hour to 45 minutes.
Yeah, and I'm very much the same way. It's that first 30 minutes is very much about the review, the reflection, getting into your own mind space. Yes. And as I was telling you off air, the next sort of almost, 75 minutes is spent with my children.
I love that.
They're going to go to school for the entire day. I'm not going to get to see them. They're my two favorite people in the world. I want to hang with them.
Yeah.
What a way to get the day started. Reflect on yourself and then grab the people you love most and hang out. Correct. And I know that, again, there's going to be a lot of people that sit back and go, I don't have the time for that, or I'm not focused on that. Well, you need
That's bullshit. I'm sorry.
Thank you.
Sorry. I don't know if this is PG or not, but that's bullshit.
No, but I agree. And listen, the more we learn from others, especially people that are hitting levels of things that we want to hit, whatever that means to anybody tuned in, listening, watching, you got to learn. You got to see how other people are doing it. Right. Yeah. Now, talking about that, you mentioned 30 years ago coming to Canada. How long have you been selling real estate, and how long have you been selling real estate here in Toronto?
So I got into real estate back in 2005. I started studying. 6, I got my license, 2006. Okay. So it's been a good chunk of my life, but I've been in sales since 1997. So different variations of sales. Sony Canada, Future Shop, so on and so forth. So I used to be in electronics, and then I owned a restaurant. Done it all. So, but real estate is about 18 years now. Yeah.
Okay.
So,
Okay. Now, going through the different adventures and the journey that you've taken, can you share the journey? What inspired you to become a luxury realtor? Because again, I kind of preface that off the top of saying, that's what we want to focus on today. You've obviously done some fantastic things there, and again, big congratulations to all the successes. A lot of people aspire to do this, and I believe, Peter, that a lot of people go down the wrong road. Maybe don't fully understand what it actually entails to sit within this kind of audience at that level of production. It's because it's going to take a different demand. It's just different, right?
Yes.
There's different expectations.
Yes, but at the end of the day,
I want to dive deeper into, but I'm curious.
I'll tell you my thoughts.
Yeah.
Okay, so I'll tell you why I got into luxury.
Yep.
Years ago, I figured I used to go sell a lot of pre-constructions and regular resale homes as well. So from my 2006 when I got my license until 2009 when I went to luxury, I was doing a variation of real estate, regular resale as well as pre-construction. Like I used to go to buildings and they would give me the developer 100 units and it was exclusive. It's like I got 100 listing in one shot and I came out and I sold them all, right? I've done that many times. So I decided after a while, this is not something that I want to pursue. It looks great on paper. I've made $4 million, but God knows when it's going to come, because developers pay late. So anyway, so I decided to change my 180 degrees in my career, even in real estate. So I've done this in my life a few times, 180 degrees and going hard and making decisions for next level that I thought it's best suits me. And I always internally, I listen to that dialogue that I have and that voice inside. If it feels good, you have to listen to your intuition. That's the major key because we all have souls that we're having constant communication, but we mute it. And that's why you don't get the overview of what your life could be if you listen to that inner voice of yours, your internal dialogue, which is the never wrong. Okay. So I listened to my internal dialogue, said, getting to do something different. So I completely left the pre-construction world. I said, I'm not doing it. Goodbye. So it was a shocker to all my friends and family and the connections that I made because I knew some of the biggest developers, and I still do, in Toronto that built condominiums. And I said, I'm not interested in that world anymore. So I thought to myself, I said, look, in order to be successful in real estate, in my overview is this: you need to be in a specific neighborhood that you could call yours. Okay. What do I mean? You got to put a boundary around it and say, this is my baby. I'm going to grow this baby. This is the quadrants. And I'm going to go in this neighborhood and I'm not coming out. It's a do or die. Okay. Yeah. So put on the country guy, whatever it takes, you're going for this 4 quadrants. Okay. And I did that. I said, York Mills and Bayview, Brighter Path is my area. I just called it.
Without any fear over who else was there, what they were doing.
I didn't care. The top agents in any neighborhood you look at, my friend David, they own nothing less than more than 5%. Okay. The best one, maybe they own 10% of the shares on that neighborhood. Okay. Those are the best ones. Okay?
Oh, sorry, Peter. One moment. Is everybody tuned in? And I know I'm not going to be able to hear you if you answer me right now and say, yes, I'm listening to you, David. But I want you to take notes to what he's saying right now. Okay. Specific. You've got to know where they are. This is the group number 2 we often talk about. Group number 1 is your contact list. Group number 2 is the people that we don't know, but we know where they are. Peter just said, I'm going in there with no fear of who else is doing this, but I'm going to go in. I know those people are there and I'm not coming out.
Yeah,
I love this.
It's a do or die attitude.
I love it,
right?
Man.
So it's either you succeed or you die. If you have that mentality, and it all starts, David, from that fire inside of somebody who wants to become successful. Okay, if you don't have that fire, nobody can give you that fire. You have to have that desire of becoming successful in whatever it is you want to achieve in life. Some people want to achieve career. Some people want to have family. Whatever that is, they want to have the best. So you have to have that in you. So. Me, I picked an area. I said, this is my baby. I'm not coming out. I door knocked, I cold called. I cold called 6 days a week from 9 a.m. until 7 p.m. 6 days a week for a year, for 1 year. Okay. And I did it after that because it translated into my first year when I went to that area to 36 deals in 1 year out of cold calling. Okay. And door
actually picking up the phone and dialing numbers and not knowing who they were.
I don't know who you are, but I learned the streets by highlighting, and I cold called that street. I made appointments. I went to that. So one thing snowballed to another, and the price range was low. Like Brighter Path was $2.5 million when I started for a land.
Wow. Yeah,
right now, same land is $15 million, just the dirt. Okay, so of course, time, the real estate has value gone up, so it becomes, snowballs into a bigger effect. But I knew where I wanted to be, and I knew how I have to do. What I have to do is I have to spend time because I didn't have money. I wanted to spend time to make money. It's very simple. Either you spend money to make money, or you have time to spend to make money. So I didn't have the money. I said I spent my time. So I sat and I actually cold called 6 days a week from 9 to 6 or 7 p.m. Okay. So get this.
Yep.
Most salespeople, they hear one no, they put their tail behind their back and they run. Okay?
That's right.
What they don't understand, I used to teach sales. What they don't understand, the sell actually happens when you hear 8 to 10 no's.
That's right.
From that same person, not from a different person, from the same.
I was going to say, what's the follow-up process look like? We know you didn't get the deal off the first one.
No, so that's right. So so they go door knock one house. The guy says, "No, I'm not interested." Shuts the door. Okay, they get scared and run away. I am the most persistent guy you ever see.
I don't know, man. I don't know.
So look, that's what it takes to sell real estate. To answer your question, why I went to real estate, I'll tell you why. I'll give you a story. You're gonna love this. I don't know if anybody watched this movie or not. So when I was in sales for Sony Canada, I was number one in Sony for the selling TVs and VCRs back in the year 1999 and 2000 and beyond. Anyways, so our manager came and said, "I want to show you guys a sales clip." I don't know if you ever watched the movie called Glengarry Glen Ross.
Of course, always be closing.
So it's one of the best all-time scenes of sales. Okay, that's right. So that scene with Alan Baldwin, he played that scene. Okay, and the guy pulls out what it takes to sell real estate out of his suitcase, and he shows the brass balls. I'm sorry, I'm going to say it.
Nah, it's okay.
The brass balls. I say, you know what it takes to sell real estate? It takes brass balls to sell real estate. Okay, so that whole scene, it just triggered something so unique in my mind that I said, my God, I actually love that. I took it as literally as it was a movie, but I took it as literally as it is. Okay, you know what it takes to sell real estate? It takes brass balls to sell real estate. Yeah. Now you know what it takes to sell luxury real estate? Double those brass balls.
Hey, what is the in brief, not the most important thing about it. What was the most expensive, or what has been the most exciting property that you've sold so far?
The most expensive I've sold is about almost $20 million. Okay, so that was one of my most expensive properties, and that was one of the most exciting ones too, because the negotiation took 31 days to do. To sell that house, 31 days.
Wow.
Okay, we went back and forth with the buyer. The buyer wanted every piece of furniture in there. It was over $1 million worth of furniture in there they wanted. And then the craziest thing the buyer asked was they wanted the housekeeper, they put a clause in the offer for the housekeeper to remain with the house as a part of the negotiation. Okay, so I was like, "Excuse me."
That's crazy.
Hell to the no! You cannot have. What do you mean? I
selling a person? Yeah, no, it doesn't sound right.
I cannot. So. Anyways, it was a very challenging and it was a rewarding sell. So it was fun to do that one.
That is very cool. So okay. So I was just curious about that. I figured there's got to be some very cool properties that you've seen that are in the city that a lot of people don't get their eyes on.
Yes.
But as I was saying before, You know, a lot of agents want to break into the luxury market. What do people need to know? Like, if I was sitting there either at the start of my real estate career, or maybe I've been in it for a few years, and I feel that I've really got the ground under me now. I want to get to this point where I'm selling higher end properties. I've broken into this different market. What is it that you would say to people? You know, what do they really need to know when it comes to becoming this luxury realtor, this successful luxury realtor?
So, like, I love it on social media. I look at everybody. Everybody is a luxury realtor these days.
See, that's where I'm going, right?
Yeah,
There's like social media, and then there's like,
the
right,
social
reality.
media world. Everybody's a luxury realtor because their mother said so. Okay,
Right.
so
or because they stood in front of somebody else's car.
Yeah, something like that. I'm not judging everybody else, what they do, what they don't. That's their problem. But in order to sell the really, truly luxury property, so when I meet people or agents, when you sit in front of somebody that wants to sell a 10, 15, 20, 30, $50 million home, they're going to ask you a few questions. Okay. So number one is, beside putting it on MLS, because anybody can put it on MLS. That's like, we have 80,000 agents right now, right? So that's not the point. So the second, there's two key factors, okay, that gets you that listing. Number one is, have you sold something like this before? What they look for is the credibility that you have in order to manage a 15, 10, 20, $50 million property, because it does take a sort of a different approach in negotiation, in calmness, in connections. It's in the Rolodex that you deal with. It's the networking that you have, and so on and so forth. But what they're really asking you is, can I trust you? You know what I mean? That you can deliver to sell my home, because it's a big ticket item, like $20 million, $30 million. It's a big ticket item. So they just want to know if they can trust you in order, when it comes to negotiation, to protect them, and so on and so forth. Okay. And have you sold something like that? Because if you have, that shows, okay, there were other people that used you have the credibility, so they trust you, and you sold it, so I can trust you now, right? So once you have few of those under your belt, it becomes easier, right? So that's number one, is the credibility. Number two is, what sort of a marketing can you do for my property? Okay, what is the marketing? Because don't forget, MLS, fine, it's your best friend or your worst enemy, because it leaves the timeline. But what is the marketing that you're going to do to get the amount of eyeballs that I'm requiring, outside of the box, something that the MLS is not going to bring on? And what is the reach that you have? So which ties in fantastically for me and our team at the agency, is what we offer, right? The global platform that we have, the PR that we have, the publications that we do for our listings. The amount of publication, if you go on my website, it's crazy. There is no other agent in Toronto that has those media hits that me and my agency gets in Toronto. We have our own in-house publication team, 2 in New York and 2 in LA, because of the agency connections. And I just did an interview with Mansion Global. I have Forbes, New York Post, you name it. I've done all of these, and they all come to me, and these translates into the eyeballs, into the connections and all of that. So Block TO did an article just now, 2 days ago, on one of my $15 million listing, Back into Water. 2 buyers actually came in that they saw the article. One came yesterday, one I'm going there at 4:00 today, because of the article. Okay. So these are the stuff that I'm trying to say. So unfortunately, most agents don't have the brokerage that has the backbone or know-how for them to have access to these kind of platform I just mentioned. Okay.
Go ahead.
So the credibility, I can't, unless you work with my team, and here in my team, and I say my team, our brokerage, you won't have that. You have to work with us to get it if you're an agent. Number two is because I go with my agents to listing appointments. If they need me, I'm there to support them, to help them, to land it, and that gives them the credibility because of the show and what I've done in the past. And second, the marketing that we have, it's just through global platform. This is the reason that we brought my wife and I the agency to Toronto. It's because of that reason. We are redefining real estate, how it's done. Most brokerages here, my friend, 99% of them are stuck in 1970s. Okay, and they don't want to change. They do not. Okay, because there's 80,000 agents out there. Why do I have to change? Okay, you drop a pin, you hit an agent. So with us, we are super boutique. We are picky of who we want to collaborate with and we bring into the family. And this has translated into tremendous success, not only for us, for them, because it's all about them. It's not about me and my wife. It's about them and growing their business level.
Well, hey, I thank you for having the confidence to collaborate with us today at Mindshare 101.
Thank you for doing
So if I take this back and we boil this down for, again, anybody tuned in right now, we're going to go, this really comes down to, the confidence that somebody's going to have and the fact that you can get the job done. So the experience you bring to the table, what you instill in them, and it'll come down to what you can do from a marketing perspective to actually move a property like this, what kind of network you have, how far is your reach?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, and you got to think outside of the box.
Well, absolutely, right?
That is absolutely the case, especially when the market becomes softer. And right now, we are truly thinking outside of the box on everything we do in terms of our videos that we produce. Like Paige and I, we actually choreograph our own videos. The story we want to tell, it's very different. I was on Instagram 2014. And I've sold probably over $150 million in business just out of my Instagram alone.
Wow.
So I was one of the first one that started the whole Instagram videos and picked in all of that stuff to capture business way back, and nobody knew what Instagram was. So I had the foresight, which luckily translated into business, not only for me and for my team as well. But we use that platform, and now we are changing it. We're changing the game. We are not like, I love it. I open up all the agents that they use their social media right now, the videos they make. It's all the copy and paste. You can't do that. You have to be having an edge over somebody else. And how do you get in front of the clients? Or how do you, because people attention span because of social media have gone to zero, unfortunately, because everybody's doing this every second, right? So
for sure. So tell me this though, because again, getting into it, right? I want to come back to the marketing and the social and the videos, and I want to dig in deeper on that. That's part of the whole concept around building Mindshare. In terms of challenges into getting into luxury, I would say one of the challenges was probably figuring out what area you wanted to break into. I'd say another one was probably mustering up the energy, the desire and the discipline to sit down for 6 days a row every single week for 52 weeks to make cold calls and hear no so many times. I'd boil those down to some of the biggest challenges. What would you say is probably the biggest challenge when you decided we're getting into this luxury market?
The challenge is, my friend, is very simple.
Yeah.
People don't know what they want.
Who the buyer sellers?
The agents
don't
know what they want.
What do you mean by what they want?
So if you know because you're saying get into luxury, right? Yep. So if they don't know exactly what they want and what they want to tackle, then how can you create a roadmap to get there? Okay, so you're
talking my language now, Peter.
You understand what I'm saying?
I fully understand.
You have to know what you want in life, or what your career, what spot in your life and career you are. If you want to go after luxury, that's the knowing what you want. Okay, you say, I want to go after luxury. Yeah. I want to know, pick an area, pick a goddamn area.
Yeah.
Okay, they cannot figure in their life what area they want to work with. Okay, that's number one. Okay, know what you want and what area you want to work in. And once you figured it out, the third thing comes in, they get fear like there is no tomorrow. Okay.
About
The
what?
fear of competition. Oh my God, that's such a person is dominating that neighborhood. I can't get
Peter
there.
Torkan is there. I
He's
can't do
dominating
it.
that neighborhood. I can't go to his neighborhood. I can't sell high end because he's all over it. You know, it's the mental blockages that everybody puts for themselves. That's what I say. When you overcome this every day, and then you make sure your mindset is right, and there's nothing else you cannot tackle. So it's what fear. They put that fear into themselves that, oh my God, first of all, there is a big competition. That neighborhood such and such is dominating. Okay, look at the numbers. If you look at the numbers, they don't own more than 10% market share. That, what does that mean? That means 90% available for grab, guys. I don't care, my area, somebody else's area, nobody owns an area. Okay, so you have to pick that up. Make sure you want to go, and it's a do or die. If you look at it as do or die, that I'm going in and I'm not coming out until I'm successful, then you look at things differently. Not about the neighborhood, in life. You look at things differently. Now you're reverse engineering it for yourself. Now what do I need to do to go get business there? Align yourself maybe at the beginning with another agent that's stronger, that knows the market over there. Learn from them, shadow them, go take them on a listing appointment, door knock and take somebody else. My agents do that all the time. Okay.
Wow, did you guys hear that? He just said door knock.
Yeah.
Listen, I stand by 1,000,000%. I say it to people all the time. Most people, though, and I'll tell you, most people over the years, and I've said this to tens of thousands of people, from stages to one-on-ones to trainings, get out and door knock. 9 out of 10 people don't want to do it. But of the people who do it, Peter, 96% of them say they see business from it.
Absolutely, they will. It's just they have to be persistent. Not you hear one no, shuts the door, and you give up, and as I said, put your tail behind the legs and just run. You know what I mean? The sell doesn't happen on the first no. Okay, so people look at me, David, and say, "Oh my God, Peter is successful. He's done so much." But they don't know that thousands and thousands and thousands of no, the shut door in my face that I received and my wife received in the middle of winter, okay, to get to this point. They think, they you know what the problem is, David? They want to go from 0 to 100 overnight.
I know. Most people do, man. And you know what? I believe that social media has amplified that. Look, it's a desire that most people have innately to want to just get there with, eyes closed. It's something that social media has amplified to the fact that it looks like everybody's successful when most people really are just taking photos or videos in front of somebody else's car. At this point in your career, and maybe even at the onset of the career, and I understand, I love the fact that you brought up the cold calling. Love the fact that you brought up the door knocking. Love the fact that you've mentioned the 8 to 10 times and how many no's you're going to hear before you even get close to a yes.
Yeah.
Where does most of your business come from? Is it people you know? Is it people you don't know? And I guess maybe coupled with that, outside of maybe just the typical kind of prospecting methods, how do you build that network of luxury clients? Is there a network there? Is it the fact that you've got the right properties and people are just coming? So again, is it people you know or people you don't know?
Yeah, that's a triple layer question that.
Yeah, it is. Forgive me.
So this is not something that again, it is not an overnight, buddy. Okay,
right.
So this will take time. So it is, and I often say in our meetings, I said this real estate is not a sprint; it's a marathon. Okay, so you need to understand that you need to pay your dues.
Yep.
You need to pay your dues, regardless of what it is. You need to pay your dues, however that is. You need to pay your dues. Okay. So what has done for us to get to this point was the cold calling, the door knocking, the open house sitting, the amount of showings, and so on and so forth. Okay. And spending really 16, 17 hours a day working for me 7 days a week to get to this point. It's not.
You mean you don't just work 2 hours a day for a few days a week? And
that it looks like it. You know what? It looks like that I work 2 hours a day and I'm getting $100 million listing in 3 days. So,
right.
But no, my friend, honestly, you got to put in the time, right? You got to put in the effort. Nothing is. It's supposed to be easy. Life's supposed to be easy, okay?
Yeah.
But if it's all has to do with your perspective, how you look at it. Okay. If you're going to go door knock and be miserable doing it, don't do it. If you're going to be joyfully doing the cold calling and door knocking and all of that to hear 100 no's so you can get one yes, okay, because that's the translation, 100 no's to a yes, okay, then you don't hear the no. I never heard the no. You know what I heard? Oh shit, the next one could be a yes. The next one could be a yes. Okay, I kept on going, okay, until I heard that yes. So I give you an example. Some days I picked up a phone, David, I called, the guy answered the phone, and I said, "Hi, this is Peter talking. I'm calling from you want to sell? I want to see if you want to sell your house. I have few buyers." So the guy goes, "Yes." I was like, I didn't have an answer.
Yeah, you don't know what to do next. What do you mean? Hold on. What do you mean?
I was not waiting for a yes. I was saying, no, maybe I'm not now. You know, I was waiting for all of this. I didn't know what. I panicked. Yes. So that guy became my client, sold his house, bought him a condo, sold another property. So that translated into $250,000 in commission for me. Okay, so I was panicking. What? Yes, I was not expecting. So, anyways, but what I'm trying to tell you is people wanted to have it easy. So you have to hear the no's to get to the yes. Okay, then number one. Number two, break it down the questions because there were 2 or 3 questions.
No, it's good. Forgive me. Yes, go ahead.
Yeah. So, and then
is the clientele people you know or people you don't know for the most part?
So right now it's a combination for me. Okay. The people that I know, the referral that comes, because when you establish for years, then your name becomes synonymous with certain business that you do, that people refer business, and it just keeps on snowballing, right? So and I get calls. We get calls all the time. Right now the show it has blown up, so we're getting calls left, right, and center. So thank God we're blessed. Okay, and it's a blessing that we give gratitude every day, Paige and I. But the ultimate goal for any realtors is, at the end of the day, in this business, 2 things. One, you want to become a listing agent. Okay, because listing agents are in this business, we have a saying that says listing agents last. Buying agent, nobody knows who they are. Okay, right. If you're a buying agent, you do, if you make $50 million in commission a year, nobody knows your name. Okay, right. You take 2 listings, big ones, everybody in the city will know who you are. Okay, and listings are the key in this business. And the ultimate goal is, David, for your phone to ring, come list my house. Come tell me what my house is worth. That's the ultimate goal, but it does take time for everybody to establish. Define a neighborhood, go after that neighborhood, make your name in that neighborhood, grind at it, and it's doable. It's doable for everybody. I
love that, man.
I'm the proof.
No, I love that. So then from building up first building the mind share, just getting the marketing out there. Mm-hmm. Again, we've talked door knocking and cold calling. You've mentioned about social media with the videos. What marketing channels are you leveraging to build the mind share, and moreover, even to garner even more repeat and referral business?
So, look, my Rolodex is humongous. I got about over 30,000 people in my database, so that I've collected years after years after years. So even the agents that I dealt with through my 15 years of selling luxury, I put them in the database in different categories. People that I sold from 2 to 3 million, 3 to 5, 5 to 7. So I build these database over time, and it does take time, but you do need to have this database set up so you can be on top of mind when you're doing business. And also referral and repeat business, it's very important and crucial in our business too, because it's easier. So David knows me, trusts me. I've sold David's house, and now because I did such an incredible job, he wants to, his buddy, they're having a beer, he wants to sell a house, $10 million. Ask David, hey, David, who did you use? Okay. Yep. Oh, call Peter. Peter did a fantastic job for me. I really trust this guy. Okay. So that phone call will, and when I receive that, it becomes a warm lead. It becomes somebody that's already trusting you, or, because that credibility is there. We buy stuff, or any one of us, we like to do transaction or buy stuff from people that recommend stuff to us.
Sure.
So it becomes much better avenue. So most of our business these days, people are coming to us. Okay, so the show, the brokerage, this and that, and whatever comes to us, Paige and I, we just spreading the love. It's
So
nothing
grateful.
for us. It's
Oh, I
everything.
know you were saying before, it's not about the money. This is about helping people.
It is not about the money. I
It's
took
so
that
important, yeah.
equation out 20 years ago. If it's all about money, you will never have money. Because you're always chasing money. Okay, and the more you chase it, the more it runs away. Okay, it's not about money. It's about service and helping. That's all it is.
Now, social media. You talked about leveraging it, being on Instagram from sort of the beginning, including video. How are you leveraging, I guess, video, even social media as a channel, to reach the higher end buyers? And I guess I'm going to couple that. I'm going to do two questions again here and say, and how much time does it take you, or do you spend? And I know you and Paige do a lot together. Do you guys spend maybe in a day or a week kind of coming up with the content?
So
put that stuff out
and there's two aspects to our social media. So it used to be very different. Now we changed the model. We have a social media manager right now. She's incredible. And so what we're doing educational stuff. We're doing reactive stuff, a little bit of fun stuff. And we are doing luxury and what we do daily, and and also Paige and I, because we love our spirituality and our connections, and we've been married for 30 years, is on the show. And so we're doing some spiritual stuff as well, because we believe at the end of the day, people need to fix themselves and overcome fear and try to be a better human being, no matter what, better soul and connected to the universe. We strongly believe in that. So we became different aspects. So our social media manager comes to our office or whatever location we decide. She writes all the scripts and as per agenda that we have. And if you look at it from my Instagram, it's again to that. We started this 3 months ago, and we love it, and we're going to continue. Mm-hmm. So. And she writes the script, and we just deliver whatever aspect that we want to. If it's educational or tips or whatever that is, we just deliver those quick 45 seconds videos. So that's one aspect. The second one is the luxury presence ones, right? That we do high-end tours and so on and so forth. So Paige and I, we come up with the script. And before my guys that come in, I trust them. I've dealt with them for years. Birdhouse Media, I love them. And when they come, we'll tell them already what we want. Okay, so we are not there for
you and Paige are thinking this one through. You guys are thinking about this.
That's right.
Scripting it out kind of in your heads. You're seeing it and saying, okay, let's do this.
Exactly. So it depends on the house. There's there depends what are we portraying. But we listed Schitt's Creek house, for example, for $16.5 million. Schitt's Creek, the famous one of the famous Canadian series, right? So right now it's listed with us. So we came up with a whole different design, very elegant, slow, nice music. So you need to cater to what you're selling. It's not one shoe fit all. Okay, you cannot be. You have to make sure it caters to the house. If it's a modern house, it needs to be different. If it's you know what I mean? If it's a transitional house, it needs to be different. So it hits the spot. Some of them we talk, some of them we don't even talk. We just walk, and it's a lifestyle, right? That people see us a little bit, and the house is the character. So you got to come up with that, and it looks great, I think people resonate with those because they see the differentiation. The seller absolutely love it, and it just blows up.
So it's more over the planning of what you want people to see, which takes the time.
Correct.
Then it's go and execute and get it posted, and then move on and basically do it again.
Yeah, you got it. Okay. Every house is different, though. Every house would be
of course. You're telling a different story. There's a different journey.
Correct.
Right now, you've been doing social a long time.
Yes.
And we all know, and we do a lot of social on our side. Mm-hmm. Not everybody will always agree with things we do or things we say. In a generality, as anybody, especially people tuned in, because I want people to understand, there's a lot of people, and you use this word. I don't know if you used it while we were off air before, but fear. Mm-hmm. A lot of people have fear about putting themselves out there, especially on the social platforms, be it either in a picture or a video. But again, based on fear of what other people might think, what people might say.
Exactly.
You know, as you've run into any negativity in the past, and I know I have, I get it regularly. People talk about my big head. They talk, I mean, I don't think my head is all that big, but it's, you know, people, they say, you know,
I
get
think
your big head.
your
I'm
head
like,
is normal.
who knows?
I think
Right?
my head is big.
Why does your voice sound like that? I'm like, I don't know. It's my voice. What do you want me? But, you know, how do you deal with negativity? How do you advise people to deal with negativity when they get it through the online channels? Because we're talking about strangers hiding behind a keyboard that we've never seen before.
I'll tell you exactly. Again, David, it goes back to knowing who you are. Me. If I know who I am, my personality, and my wife, the same thing. We know who we are deep down. We know what our intentions is for our life and for everybody that's surrounding us. Okay, our intention is completely pure to help and serve. Okay, and that's my intention for life, and my wife's is the same thing. Okay, so if my intention is that, anybody says anything otherwise from judgment of theirs, I don't judge anybody. Okay, I left judgment long time ago. Okay, because when I judge somebody, I'm not judging them. I'm actually amplifying the fear and the negativity inside of myself. Okay, so I don't do that. So it's there's an old saying. It says that what you do unto others, it's already done to you. Okay, what you think of others is already came to you, because universe and whatever you put out there, my friend, it's a third law of motion in physics. It's whatever you put out, it comes back. It doesn't come back to me. If I point you out and say you're doing it, I don't like your face, I don't this, I don't, you know, if I critique you, or if I look in your way in a very harmful way, my friend, I'm not doing anything to you. Do I? Do I do anything to you by having those thoughts against you or having social media comments against you? I don't. The only thing I'm doing is I'm damaging myself. Okay. So those people, they're doing that. They're not doing anything to me, my friend. They're just doing it to themselves, because this thing is going to be amplified and come back to them tremendously. Okay. They should know that. Okay. Secondly, I don't care what people think about me, what people talk about me, because I know who I am and what my intention is. I'm a spiritual being having a human experience, and my intention is to help and serve others. Okay. If that is me and I know who I am, what is your opinion going to do to me? Zero.
You know what? Look, it's good advice, man.
Oh my God, David is speechless. I he had nothing to say.
No, I got to tell you, man, because for me, I will look. I stop looking at the comments, because you get them and you look at them and you kind of laugh and you chuckle and you go like, I don't even know who these people are. I'm gonna let this guy bother me. I'm gonna let this get into. I'm gonna believe what this person is saying. Get past it. And that's the big message to everybody right now. You know, everybody tuned in. And again, thank you for tuning in. You're hearing Peter say it. I'm telling you the same thing. We've heard other people say it. You know, you're going to get feedback. You're going to get backlash. You're going to get people that don't agree. It's okay. As long as you believe in what you're doing, you believe in what you stand for. Go do you. The more you do you, the more you are authentically you, the realer you're going to be, the more people are going to believe in you, and you're going to find the people that actually care.
That's exactly right, David. That's exactly right. Opinion of others, it's just an opinion.
That's all it is, man.
It will not have any sort of impact unless I give it power to.
That's it. So tell me this: if you could spend your time in one place today, okay, doing one thing to generate business, and I gave you an option, and I said to you, Peter, you can either go create videos for social media, or you can go and make phone calls to people. Which one would you do?
I will do the phone calls and door knocking.
Thank you.
Okay. I'll tell you why. Because everybody thinks because of the social media, they seen a couple of successes. They think that's the way it should be. Social media is great. I do them, and I've sold a lot of properties from them. Okay. But I call it the 10% solution, not the 90% solution. At the end of the day, this business, our business, it's one-on-one, face-to-face. People deal with it, man. Okay, people do business with people. People don't do business with their phones. Okay, so at the end of the day, you need to be in front of somebody and have a conversation that they trust you and they believe in you. That's why they want to give you business. No matter what you want to sell. I don't care what you sell. Real estate, pen, whatever. I don't care.
Yeah.
It is a people business. Okay.
Yes, sir.
It is
Yes,
not a
sir.
social media business.
So the end of the day has come. Okay. You told us how you start your day. You told us how you've moved through your day. We've gotten some insights into, again, how, what it's taken to become a luxury realtor. How do you pick where you're going to be? What kind of mindset you need to have? The day is over, and you've spoken to a lot of people. You've done a lot of wonderful things. You've either had your ups or your downs or both. How do you know it's been a successful day for you?
I don't look at a successful day. You know what a successful day to me is, my friend? When at night, at the end of the night, two things I do, David, and I recommend to everybody do this. When you wake up, first of all, start your thought process with thank you. Thank you for being alive. Thank you for abundance. Thank you for prosperity, because it's a day that you're breathing again. Okay, that's number one. That's
amazing how much we take all that for granted.
We do. So that's what I'm thankful. The first thing in the morning, I give my thanks. Paige does the same thing. We do our meditation. You have to be thankful that you woke up that day. Okay, so you understand what I'm saying?
It's true.
You're breathing. You woke up. It's a brand new day. Give your thanks to that you have a roof over your head, food under the belly. You give your basic thanks for life as is, and we don't take it for granted. Most people do. Okay, that's the first thing I do. And the second question I ask myself, what am I going to be thankful for today? So I set myself up. I'm looking for things to be thankful, because at the end of the night, I have a gratitude journal, okay, that I've been writing for a long time. Okay, I give 5 things that I write gratitude. Usually it goes longer than 5, but I write whatever I'm thankful for today, for that day. So at the end of the night, at 11, 12, before I go to bed, whenever that is, today, thank you for this, thank you for this, thank you for this, thank you for Samir, thank you for, I name it all out, and I write them, okay? And I actually write what I believe that I'm thankful for that day, okay? So this clears completely my mind. That's a successful day to me. Do you understand what I'm saying? I don't look for what happens tomorrow, David. Tomorrow is not guaranteed to anybody. I don't know if I'm going to be alive. Nobody knows they're going to be alive. I don't know what the future holds, and I don't look for it. Okay. Today, right now, me and you, we are here now. Now is all that matters to me, because I'm talking to you. Not yesterday, not tomorrow. They're irrelevant to me. Okay.
Peter, this is our, whatever I said, I think 287 or something, 288 episode. Okay. 6 years we've been doing this show. And at the end of this show, for almost the entirety of the 6 years, any guest that I've had, I've asked that question. How do you know it's been a successful day for you? Do you know, and I'm sure you would believe this, and it's not going to shock you, but to me, it's pleasantly surprising. It's reassuring. Nobody ever brings up the word money when I ask what it means to have a successful day. Is that something? Because when you ask people, and you and I talked about this before we got on air, when you ask anybody what their big goal is, they tell you how much money they want to make. Yet when I ask anybody who is successful, who has achieved, and I say, what is success? How do you know it's been a successful day for you? They don't talk about money.
Yeah, nobody does. And they shouldn't, because life is a lot more than just money. You know, money is good to have, but there is a lot more to it. Okay.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Peter, my man, a fantastic conversation today, talking about what it really takes to be a luxury realtor. You share some amazing insights. Any final words of wisdom that you want to share with anybody that they can do to get out there, build more mind share, so that they get more market share?
No, I think we covered a lot of stuff. The biggest thing I would encourage people to do is, first, fix you, then know what you want in life. Okay, once you took care of that, then the rest will fall into place. Okay, I always, it's one of the things that I do in the morning, because everybody has different beliefs. I'm not a religion guy at all. I'm zero religious, but we are very spiritual. So one of the questions that I ask in the morning, also, I say, what to source. So I call it source. Okay, source of all there is. You could call it whatever you want. I don't care. You could call it Irene. I don't give a shit. But there is a bigger power for all of us. Okay, so this is the question I ask, and I encourage everybody to do the same. What is your dream for me? What is source's dream for me? Because that dream of source is much bigger than you and me and anybody else can imagine anything for ourselves in life. And lean into it and receive. That's my motto, my friend.
I love it, man. I love it. I love how deep this gets. I love where you've gone with it. I love the spirituality, the mindset on it. No, it's listen, it's refreshing. And I don't want to lose context when I say refreshing. It's reassuring. You know, the more people that you speak to that have achieved, and achieved doesn't necessarily again mean how much money we're doing or how popular or whatever. It's not that, but it's found what it is that your calling is, and the people that have found that and that are truly living and happy. And you ask these questions to, a lot of people will look and go, "Oh, really? That's a lot of woo-woo. That's a lot of fake stuff." No, it's not. You live that, you breathe that, amazing things happen.
Brother, anything anybody wants in life, David, they want to be happy. No matter what you want. You want the material things, you want the love, you want the money, you want whatever you want at the end of the day. It's, if you really think about it, it's because you want to be happy, because you think you get that thing that's going to make you happy. If it's money, the car, the house, the square footage, whatever it is, you think you're going to, by obtaining it, it's going to make you happy. I'm the other way around. I'm happy now. Okay, not because of the square footage and the car and the money and all of that stuff. Because when you are happy with whatever it is you have, then things will just come to you.
It's so true, my man. Peter.
It is not woo-woo, brother. It is not
woo-woo. It's amazing, my man. I love this. This has been an inspiring conversation today. I thank you very, very much for taking the time to join us here on the Mindshare podcast.
Brother. Thank you.
We'll talk to you shortly, my friend.
Thanks, ciao.
Brother. You are listening to this on one of your favorite podcast platforms. Maybe you went to my website, mindshare101.com. While you're there, check out the details for the upcoming Mindshare Mastermind. Download your free copy of the Ultimate Marketing Bundle so you can build more mindshare and earn more market share. For all inquiries, just get in touch with us today. Don't forget to please leave a review of this podcast at www.ratethispodcast.com/mindshare101. Again, whether you're on iTunes or Android, it'll take you to your favorite podcast platform. Big 5 stars, nice review. We would be super grateful. Of course, if we haven't yet, let's connect on Facebook and on TikTok at Mindshare101 and on Instagram at David Greenspan 101. Just before we sign off, I want to take a quick moment to say thank you. A big thank you to Kids Keep in Touch Systems, REM Magazine, and REA, the Ontario Real Estate Association, for sponsoring this episode. This has been another episode of the Mindshare Podcast. Thank you for tuning in.